Hey folks, welcome back. It's Lucid, and we're jumping back into this game with the late age Ctis. Uh, so this is gonna be a kind of interesting turn. We have a battle here with bogarus, but they kind of staled at the last minute. So I think the right move for them would have been to pull back and restock gems in their capital, in which case we would have gotten this province for free and been able to kind of put their cap in check. But this is actually pretty much what we wanted. There's still a decent number of gems on some of these mages. Like, these each have enough to do a fire elemental, right? And then these have enough to do a fire elemental. And then these have enough, or this one has enough to do. So there's still going to be a fair amount of elementals. But they're fresh out of air gems, and air elementals are really annoying. I think we would have won even if they had a scout to restock gems. But as you'll see, this is one of the things. Elementals are very good against Blood Vengeance, because you're not. It's one of the ways for your mages. So elementals are one of the best spells for mages to cast. You can see a bunch of fire elementals being made. It's a great way to turn mages into combat power. In addition, a lot of the other ways mages can interact will end up getting themselves killed, because any direct damage spell, it's going to be bad news bears. These guys get fate weaving. Doesn't look like it applies to inanimate. So yeah, this is a way for mages to do a ton of things without getting themselves blown up by Blood Vengeance. So getting all these mages killed would be a major potential advantage here. And now that they are switching to evocations, you will probably start seeing, there we go, some Blood Vengeances coming out. Meanwhile, while our guys are slowly chewing their way through fire elementals, you'll see like a Dust to Dust get cast or something, and then it's like, goodbye. Fire elementals are mostly gone. A lot of our guys are burning. More Dust to Dust as our guys get in range. And it's going to be a bad day for these guys. This guy's still very fatigued out. They are inside. They will spawn inside bogarus' cap, though. I'll watch it again. I want you to see just what happens to the heavy cav when it makes contact with the serpents. So here they're wasting their lance charge. So that's kind of like the defensive Blood Vengeance. But like, look at all that damage coming out. Like, these guys are so freaking killy. And these are not like lowly, poor armored dudes. These are 18 protection. Like, we should, in theory, be doing chip damage to these guys. That was not chip damage, ladies and gentlemen. We are blowing them the fuck up. Here, we'll watch the fire elemental party over here. It's a little ugly. I don't know if blood... Yeah, no, Blood Vengeance does work on them. But you can see there was some pain there. We definitely lost some sacreds. This was not a free fight. The Butcher's Ledger. We lost 23 Tomb Worms, which I think is about a turn... It's more than a turn of production. And we've lost 24 Tomb Guards. This is like, we're only making 4 a turn when we were making them. I think I turned off production this turn, maybe? Because we're getting close enough to the place where we're going to get just tons and tons of Tomb Worms. And so, yeah, the Tomb Guard, where it's going to be at, are not where it's going to be at. They're just going to be sources of upkeep for us. Sorry, a little brain fart. So yeah, I'm actually kind of happy to get them off the payroll. And these guys are in trouble. I also made some like last minute calls because I wanted to spend the Tomb Guards' lives before I spent the Tomb Worms, because the Bless is more suited for the Tomb Worms, and these guys cost upkeep. So I put them at the front with the Celestial Soldiers, who are also sacred. The thing is, because they were at the front, I also didn't want to cast Darkness, because Darkness doesn't help against elementals, and I wasn't really worried about his troops at all, and I kind of wanted his mages to hit evocations. So, anyway. So that's that. He lost a ton of mages. These starets are slow to recruit. And yeah, the occultist here lost 4 of them. 1 of them survived. The hag, Baba Yaga, she survives, but is in white form in the capital. Most likely in the capital. She could have been technically twice born to a different province, but unlikely. And yeah, we raid here, anticipating not much, and we get another 25 PD. We managed to kill the adventurer, like a little necromancer dude. That's a silver lining for yet another failed expansion. And Patala was pinging inside the fort this turn. Wanted to see what was in here. Didn't want to get himself... He's not in a hurry. Didn't want to take undue risk. So, yeah. What I'm expecting... Because these provinces here have heat scales, they don't have cold scales, I believe the Malia Georgina here can move all the way to the capital, and I believe all the mages here can move to the capital. So what we're going to do is go ahead and just put the capital under siege. Also, the guys here can move to the capital. So what I'm expecting this turn is the big fight, right? Like, we've killed most of the mages, so there's probably only 5 or 6 guys left in the capital. But, like, all those guys, plus all these guys, plus these guys, big fucking army. If it's just the mages, I think we'll win easily. If he PD dumps, brings the archers, brings the horses, does flaming arrows, it's going to be really spicy. And that's why we're going ahead for this one. We're doing anti-magic. We're doing Skeletal Legion. Going to be very good against archery. We're doing darkness. We're doing all the things. Okay. I think I might also be sending a thug here. I can't remember. These guys are moving up this way. Operation Tombworm is well underway. It's going on over here. And I think with that, let's make sure there's... Oh, we get a big battle here. So Erythia does a Foul Vapors play. They had been trying to do a Foul Vapors play earlier against Falegra. And so Foul Vapors is up for a while. These... fortunately, the Mufalon, who were going to be on attack rear, have routed. So they didn't actually get into the Mage Core. And importantly, the Foul Vapors caster here, this Naiad, is going to escape. And so she gets off. This guy, I think, was the champion, or the arena winner. So that's kind of cool. He escapes. So pretty good trade for Erythia. They lose a couple Ducados. They lose some Mystics. But they have done a tremendous amount of damage to Falegra. They've killed half of his shackled mages. They've killed some of his oppressor generals. They've killed some of his archons. These are cap-only, slow to recruit. And then a lot of these guys have also been afflicted. So, very big win for Erythia. And this makes... I've been talking with them about potentially joining in the Falegra War with them. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. But that's kind of my plan. I think we... Wait, where is this? Oh yeah, there's a sectarian movement here. We need to... Actually, it might not be bad to keep it there. Because it has bogarus' scales, and if it keeps my scales from going in there, it might be a good thing. So anyway, we're going on the capital. Let's pause and pull up in the next turn. All right. And this is going to be... So this is kind of cool. We get to see Patala's god here. So this is Patala's god. It was a Freak Lord that he's done just twice born on. So it doesn't have Nature Pass, which you would normally do to do like a transformation. The Freak Lord will naturally just turn into this. That's kind of badass. Yeah. Very spooky. Can be magic dueled, but not something Patala's normally worried about getting magic dueled. And we have our battle on top of their capital. Something weird happened. Somebody must have cast a magic ritual because it triggered a battle. There's a weird thing in Dominions where if there's a magic phase something on that province, like maybe they did actually I'm thinking about it, they probably did a remote summon in their own province, and that triggered the scout that I had joined in here to attack to actually initiate a whole magic phase battle, which he retreated from. And then these guys, we ride in, we just lose a little bit of foul spawn. This didn't even trigger gym use, thankfully. Yes, none may escape. Get the retreat rep. Oh no. Well, yeah, they got wrecked. Celestial Soldiers doing a tremendous amount of work there. So that's that. And that was this one. Where was our other one? Here? No? I guess there's no more attacks from us on bogarus. The other battles... So this is kind of interesting. He kills a Lace Dragonian. Now, they don't have Phoenix Pyre yet, which is kind of the premier Lace Dragonian tech. I think it's really just crossbows that do it. I don't remember if this guy has a shield. Okay, he does have a shield. Which is... Oh, no, it's Gifts of Heaven. Yeah, there it is. Goodbye. So yeah, the Lace Dragonian Tyrant down. I really do want to join in this war before Erythia conquers them. Basically because I want to steal... I want to steal one of these tyrants. And we're very close to being able to do it. We are one turn away, if I recall. Oh, no, we have... Did we? Oh, yeah, this turn we finished Construction 8. So this is the turn we finished Construction 8. We're on top of bogarus' capital. We finished Construction 8, and now we get to forging our things. Now, the first thing I'm going to forge is going to be the Ankh. This is potentially an item people will sometimes fight over. Not fight over, but it's not the last artifact to go. Gift of Kurgi basically never gets forged. I mean, it gets forged sometimes. It is not a very high priority one. The only reason I'm doing it is because I need a way to do magic phase attacks on myself, which isn't normally something you're worried about, or normally you'll be able to do it, you know, if you have like normally if you're a nation that has blood access, you just do, you know, Sinless or Horror, which I could do, but it would use a god turn every time, and I need my god doing other stuff. So yeah, we're making the Ankh first. And you can see we've got a pretty big stockpile of gems to make some of the other things. But so yeah, just the Ankh first, and then we'll be doing Gift of Kurgi, and then we're going to probably be doing after that the Horror Harmonica. Not because that is what I'm going to need next, but because that's one of the most competitive ones, and I do want to go ahead and lock that in for me. After that, we're probably going to do the Tome of Gaia, just because I need that. And then after that, we're going to do the Sword of Many Colors, because I need elemental path boosting to do the other thing, which I want to do next, which is going to be the Crown of Overmight. And if I do things in that order, I'll be able to forge that then. There are other artifacts I want, you know. It'd be cool to make a Disease Grinder. It would be cool to make... this thing gives me 1 death gem a month. You know, it'd be cool to make a Fever Fetish, wherever that is. I think it's Nature Fire. I don't think I have that as a cross path. But, you know, that would be cool to do. There's a bunch of little eco things that it would be nice to eke out. But those, while they will be nice, they're not going to be game-changing, and we'll just deal with that when we get there. But yeah, we're on bogarus' capital now. Importantly... it doesn't look like the Cav and the Occultists here mobilized. So, these guys did leave. So there's some... Part of the guys who were there were the merry men. These dudes. There were like 60 guys here in the previous turn. Some of them were the mercs leaving bogarus. So we're actually going to place a bid on them, I believe. Basically everybody on the capital, so we can siege through this quickly. But yeah, the Sage and Crossbowmen here didn't move either. So I think bogarus is basically just giving up the ghost here. They've persevered through a lot, and it's now time for them to bow out. It would be cool if they gave me like a last fight here in the cap. I don't think they would have won it if they moved everything, but I think it would have been close. They might have killed like half my army, but then I would have killed all their stuff, and I have reinforcements and he doesn't. So it would have still been a good thing for him to do. But yeah. So that is that. We are sending a thug in here. I'm a little worried that there's a fire mage, so I'm going to do protection from fire, so he can't do Phoenix flaming arrows on the indies. Soul Vortex, Blessing, Fire Shield. Turns out this is going to be a bit of a mistake. There's not going to be flaming arrows, and if I had done Skeletal Body, I probably would have won. And I'm going to lose, as I will show you in the next turn. Oh, we're buying a Rune Smasher from Arithia. Okay, pause. Okay, and we have turn 40 here. We got 600 gold from Arco. He's purchased a couple provinces from us. Arco asked to buy these two, which I would rather not sell him. But we have a big, long border. I think if we end up fighting each other, I would win. He's probably ahead of me in a lot of metrics. Arco's a really strong nation. I just feel kind of comfortable in my position and that I could kind of outplay and kill him. So I'm not saying my position's exactly better. I'm just saying I think I would win the fight. The problem is if we do that, I think, first of all, it would be a great war for me if I won, because I'd get so much stuff, right? Like, it would put me as the premier power. However, there's a chance Kalem just goes and runs away with the game, or Man runs away with the game. Man and Utgard are still fighting. There's a big army here. Utgard's got a big stack here. Are they going to come on top of Man? Are they going to ping this? You know, we'll have to find out. But this war's still going on. Utgard's slowly losing. If Man wins, Man's going to be very big. So anyway, that's a concern. And maybe we go on... Ulm has messaged me, I think, this turn, saying, hey, do we go on Man together? Because Ulm has a pretty big border with Man. You know, they would love to come... So their cap, the Ulmish cap, is down... here, right? So they would love to push into the Utgard land and to push into this. They would be... They stand to gain a ton by taking basically all this... We would basically, if we did it, we would probably split Man like this, and I would get all the southern Utgard stuff, and he would get all of that. Ulm is a very, very scary late game faction. I don't think anybody in the game scales as hard as we do, though. And that is not to get to this point. Obviously, we haven't scaled super hard yet, but starting very, very soon. Because this turn we have made the Ankh is here in inventory. And we are making this turn Gift of Kurgi. And that is going to allow us to transform these guys into Soulless. And that's going to be very important. The other thing we're doing this turn is we're sending all the mages, so all of our Sauromancers who are nearby, all these guys, they're all coming in here. Probably should have sent these guys too. More Sauromancers, more better. So everybody's coming in here. We're sending in all the capital mages. We're sending in all the shit. And we're going to, next turn, do our full business. And that's going to be the start. We're going to have, I think, about 45 Holy Twos here. Now, the conversion rate, unfortunately, is not going to be as high as it is with something like bogarus. And the reason... sorry, had some Discord messages. So, yeah, so... unfortunately, some of them are not going to get converted successfully. The nice thing with bogarus is that you basically can make everybody communion slaves and they're not going to run. The problem with this is that they will run, and if they run and they're mindless, they die, they dissolve. So we're going to be basically causing people to run, and they won't run once they're mindless, but if they start running before and then we kill them, then they're going to, like, dissolve. So... I expect to lose about 10% here, a little 10% off the top, maybe a little bit more. 20% would be pretty horrible, but we'll see what we end up getting. I did a little bit of testing with it. I probably should do more, but whatever. This is how it's going to be. We're going to just roll the dice here and see what we get. Some of our Sarmancers will probably convert. I think the way I've spaced them out, they're not going to be the ones converting very much. It's going to be pretty much the other ones, which I think is good because I need Sarmancers to fight, and the Soulless are definitely much worse at fighting. So, yeah. We probably need to make some more Sarmancers too. So I'm probably going to need to turn back on Sarmancer production pretty soon, because we're going to need... I think the other thing is the faster you kill these guys, the less likely they are to rout. So, or like the less likely they're to be routing when the other thing pops up. So I think it's just better if I trigger... basically, the more Sarmancers I have in this whole process, the better. But that's about to start. Olm wants me to go on man. I'm kind of like having slow feet here. I'm actually worried a bit. Calum could just run away with the game so fast. I don't really have the ability to fight them. People are speculating Calum's going to attack the monkeys. Calum's going to attack Arco. We'll see. So it's possible Arco and Patala go on Calum or something. But if I get too big, then people are going to go on me. And right now I'm already, everybody's sucking your breath. I'm the biggest player on the map. Now, I'm not the richest in gem income or gold income, because I can't site search very well with Ctis. And we have horrible scales. But we are the richest in terms of number of provinces. So that's something I want to be careful how far I get ahead of everyone. I think we're still okay. I've also been very active patrolling the areas coming into my little area, right? So hopefully we don't get hopefully this works and we don't get scouted out. If we do get scouted out, I might find myself in much harder diplomatic situations. Other news, we have our thug attempt here, and this does not work. So we've done the things. We have fire protection from fire shield. We're taking a decent amount of damage from... Did we bless ourselves? Yeah, we did. So after this, we're fine. We're above max HP. We're looking good. Everything's fine. We do have lower morale, which kind of sucks. But they're plonking through a lot of our bonus HP. We just got hit by a tremendous amount of damage. We do drain life, and then we get the wise idea that maybe we want to peace out. And I think that's pretty wise. It would have just taken one more salvo to kill us. But if we had skeletal body, we would have won that. So I thought this was going to have flaming arrows. It didn't. There was only a sage here. I thought there was a Star Etza here, but because this province had flaming arrows before. Anyway, miscalculation on my part. We're sending this white mage back in. Who is it that's coming? So this actually is pretty funny because we're sending him in conjunction with these other guys, and they're going to do Divine Blessing on a bunch of Sacreds. Some of the thinking here is... Wait, who's the... This guy's coming in. I was going to bring this guy here as well. And I was like, we don't really need him. I want these guys for the fourth battle. And some of my thinking is these dudes are not going to be super useful for all of this. And I'd rather we can put these guys up here a little bit at the front. And I'd rather spend these and get this province taken care of. Apparently this is an 8-gem province, Arco was telling me. The reason I know my relative position is because Arco has Eyes of God and was telling me that Calum's number one in gem income, gold income, and research. And they're number one in research by a factor of 2. So, that's concerning. But anyway, he told me this province was an 8-gem province because I was kind of I was low-key complaining about he wanted to buy these off me, which you know, he's already purchased at this point. We agreed on a price of 1,200 gold, which these are about, like, once the unrest is gone, the net is going to be about 150 gold a turn. So it's about 10 turns of income, which I would rather keep them. It's a fair price, but I would rather have them. But he wants them, so I was like, okay. But anyways, part of that, he was like, yeah, well, don't worry about spoils too much. This province has some really good sites in it. So I was like, sweet. So anyway, we're going to take this, and then we're going to fight this, with this guy doing thug things. And if he dies, he's got twice born. So that is the plan. And then we'll go to our current turn. And this is turn 41, our current turn. We got a Rune Smasher from Arithia. We got Death Gems from Calum. This is for our consent and not dispelling or overcasting either of his two globals, which is going to be Maelstrom and whatchamacallit? Will of Misery. And we have 30 Nature Gems from Ulm. This was for, we sent him 30 fire. We need some fire to do the Friendship Hat. But after that, we don't really need it, and we can make good use of nature. Nature is one of the more useful gems in the late game. I'm not really sure what we're going to use nature gems for this death build, because like, let me just show you. So these guys, the Tomb Worms, they have 10 protection, so and no armor, right? So mass protection is not very good. You know, mass regen, they're inanimate, so they can't benefit from that. They benefit from reforming flesh, but not mass regen. Okay, so then what? Don't know. I mean, what are the other big nature spells we can cast? We can cast Howl. That's kind of nice. We can cast... like, what else can we cast? Mass Regen, no. Serpent's Blessing, we don't really need. Relief, don't really care for. None of this stuff is super important. I mean, Relief is kind of nice. We really just don't need a lot of it. I mean, I'm not really sure what I do with all of this. We could make a play for, like, Gift of Nature's Bounty or something. I mean, we could. We could do something thematic and try to do like Haunted Forest, or we could do Enchanted Forest maybe. So this globals, I think that's really the only thing we'd be able to do with nature. But you can see we got a ton of it now. We could try to overcast Mother Oak. And there's a bunch of different ways, angles we could try to take this. However, this turn, finishing up the events, there were a bunch of seducers, 4 seducers in here, and they have stolen a commander. Bastards. They have stolen an elephant. No, they fought an elephant, not stole. And this didn't go very well. We'll just watch it because it's kind of comical. Squish. And then they stole my white mage. Now, what's funny, I'll show you in a second, is... well, it's not funny. It's sad because I wanted that white mage. I cared about him deeply. So... the white mage ended up, I think it was this province. Oh, it's a different one. This is our thug. Yoink. So it must be this one then. Yeah. So the white mage, you know, when you get seduced, you go to an adjacent province. This is the guy that was supposed to raid this province. So he showed up in the same province I was supposed to raid. But he shows up on the other side. And there's hidden in this province a siren, almost certainly. I was like, gosh darn it. And our stuff does pretty well against PD. And just like that, we take the province. We lost 5 Tomb Guard. Hopefully some of these were the wounded ones, and then 1 Tomb Worm. An okay price to get rid of this white mage, and who we certainly don't want bogarus keeping. And yeah, taking out a bit of a PD dump. So anyway, that happened. He retreats these guys inside the fort. We see Orithia going on the attack and having a pretty spooky army here. There's some big air elementals and soul slays coming out, just destroying all this stuff. So Phlegra has really caught the dog has caught the bus, and I'm not sure they know what to do with them. Darkside Cookies, who has subbed in. I know lots of my videos get comments from Darkside Cookies. They're a frequent watcher of the channel. And they, of course, they don't know I'm playing Ctis, but we've been just chatting a bunch, and I'm just super impressed with how they're playing. They've talked themselves out of this 2v1 now. Ulm was attacking him. Ulm's going to get this thrown out of it, a little bit more land, pretty much most of this stuff that was Joman. And then they're going to finish, they're going to kill Phlegra. I think it's time for me to end my nap with Phlegra. I need to think the timing. So we make the Har Harmonica this turn. Next turn, we make the whatever of Gaia, Tomb of Gaia. Turn after, so I think next turn I end it. Because maybe I do it a bit before. I mean, I could end it this turn. Yeah, I don't know. I probably will end it next turn. But Phlegra is basically, they're a single cap nation. Sure, their tyrants have just come online, so there's stuff for them to do there. But they lost. They have no chance of winning the game now. You can't suffer this much. Like, this is their first move, and it's backfiring. They're losing ground on it, so they're basically out of the game. So we'll just help them with that. I probably will message them in Discord after this turn rolls. That's kind of what I'm thinking. I'll get to see how this fort battle goes. If this army gets wiped, maybe I don't do it quite yet, and I'll do it more on my timing. But shit's about to get crazy. I mean, we can come through and just sweep and take all this Phlegran land. And the nice thing, the other thing too, is I kind of want to preserve Kosk as like a final boss for this. I think it would be really fun to have like late game fights against him and Ulm. And Arca was scripted really well too. So yeah, I think I'm positioned to have a lot of really good late game fights if I do end up pulling ahead too much. Which, that's the goal, is at some point I do want to pull ahead too much. I'm not ready to do that now. But, if I do start sticking my head up, a little too high and start catching some fire, yeah, it'll be fun to fight with some really good players. So that'll be fun. But right now we're being pretty careful to not stick our head too high above the water. So now I want to show you the setup. So we've got, guys, look at, I forget even how to do this. Look how many mages we have here, okay? I have to scroll once I have it at the smallest setting, okay? There's a lot of dudes present. That's what I'm trying to tell you. This is a lot, okay? And I think that's probably about right. So I've set them all to patrol, and I've OCD'd, spaced them out. So Sarumancer in the middle, and then we have a Sarumancer here. It should be. Is there not a Sarumancer there? What is going on? This quality test is... No, there is. So there's a Sarumancer here. I guess I wasn't cycling through all three. So basically, Sarumancer here, Sarumancer here, Sarumancer here, Sarumancer here. So basically, every other tile has a Sarumancer in it, at least for the core areas. But in the periphery, this spot doesn't have a lot of Sarumancers. I'm actually wondering, we'll kind of see how it goes. If I were really, really, really sweaty about this, we would test this exact setup and see how well it's going to convert. My speculation is the people in the middle are going to get instantly converted into soulless and are going to be fine, but it's people who are on these edges that it's actually going to be a bit of a problem on. And maybe we just do that. Maybe I come through here. I think basically everybody on this outer layer, it's just not good. Yeah, I think it's not good. So it's going to really slow down the conversion. But like I could take all these guys and just set them to research here for another turn. Maybe I have to do this all from scratch. Maybe I pause the video now and do this whole thing from scratch. Okay, so I've moved everybody out, and now we're going to start moving them back in. I'm going to put one guy here. This is the guy holding the Ankh. He's undead, so I don't have to worry about him getting killed. But basically, one Sarumancer and this guy will fill up this tile. And then after that, we're just going to go and start filling them up 3 per tile in the adjacent spots, like so. And then sometimes you forget if you put 2 or 3 there, so that's 3. And so we're basically just going to do this. I'll do this with you for a second so you see the process. And then I'll fast forward to the end. So we'll keep doing this. I'll get the little guys around him. Boop. And then we're going to take another guy and we're going to put him here. And then we're going to put 2 more guys in his tile. Now, the reason we had a Mound King, only 1 Mound King in this one, is because the Mound King's size 3. So there's no more space for other dudes. Then we'll take another guy, we'll put him here. Boop. And then we're going to put... Wait, did I put the wrong guy here? Yeah, okay, let's take this guy and put him here. Boop. Okay, and then like that. This actually might be a... No, I think this is right. And then we'll take this guy, I'll put him here. Boop. And then we'll put 2 more guys here. And then we'll take this guy and we'll put him here. Boop. And then we'll take these guys and put them here. And then I'm just going to put the Sarumancers here in the final positions, and then we'll go backfill all the other guys. So the Sarumancers go here. And there's a chance I missed one, and there's one like hiding up here, because I'm pretty sure I had one more that would go right here. And I think what I'm going to do, well, I'll pause it and just show you. Okay, so I've rearranged it now, and we've got, yeah. It didn't actually take that long. It took like 10 minutes maybe. And I've got everybody plugged in. So basically the idea is that there's a Sarumancer here, here, and here. So this guy's surrounded by 3. This guy's surrounded by 3. This guy, technically, the corners are the least surrounded. They're surrounded by like 2. I don't know whether the diagonals work. When I say the corners are the least surrounded, I'm assuming the Sarumancer here and the Sarumancer here can both hit, but I'm not 100% sure. It's possible these guys don't get hit at all. We'll have to see. If the diagonals don't work, I'm also not sure how the guys in the same square as the Sarumancer will hit. Like, is this guy going to get hit by 5 or is he going to get hit by 4? I've actually got a test game. We could actually test it. Let's see. Okay, I got a little test game set up. Let's see if this will reveal anything to us. All right, so Soul Vortex, is it going to hit diagonals? Okay, so these guys converted. Oh, he got damage reversal applied to him. That's kind of wild. It's another weird interaction I hadn't thought about. Soul Vortexing our own dudes. So very likely our Sarumancers do get converted here. I guess it depends. But yeah, you can get the guys here in the same tile too. So like this guy got converted. So yeah, I think the conclusion from that is that... Here, I'll show you. The conclusion from that is that These guys, so first of all, the mages and stuff who are out here, they're going to be in the next round. This really is just a square. The mages are researching. I had them there, but I was thinking about it, and the ones that don't get converted quickly because they're way out here, they're likely to die, and they're not worth sending in. So we're just going to have them research this turn. But yeah, so what it means, though, is that the people who are like here, like this tile, which has a few different guys in it, they're going to be getting hit by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is going to be getting hit by 5. This will be getting hit by 4. So everybody in this inner area is going to be getting hit by 5 or 4 soul vortexes. And everybody in this outer layer that's not in a corner is going to be getting hit by 3, I believe. So it's like 5 or 4 or 3, and then the people in the corners get hit by 2. So that's how I think it works. Yeah. We're also doing a lot of blessing. We're doing a bunch of Sermon of Courage. The idea is Sermon of Courage hopefully will decrease the chances that they rout before they get turned into soulless. Because if they rout before they get turned into soulless, and then they get turned into soulless, then it's bad. But yeah, I think that's it. So we'll see what the actual conversion efficiency is here. But this is, in some ways, like the most important turn of the game. That's what I've been waiting for. Of course, there's a 48-hour extension on this turn. I'm like biting my fingernails. Like, come on, guys. Let's go. This is what I've been waiting for all game, was this one turn. But I guess it let me refine this, like this turn should have rolled by the original clock a long time ago. So anyway, it gave me the opportunity to come and record this and refine the setup here. The other thing, which of course is important, is we have cracked the walls on bogarus. Oh, and we haven't looked at the sites we got here. So the sites, this is indeed an 8-gem site, or province. It has the Citadel of Lore Masters, and this is our first real indie mages. And Lore Masters, while they're expensive, they research, okay, we can hit them up potentially with life after death conversion, and that will be nice for getting rid of their really high upkeep, because their upkeep is ridiculous. Yeah, it's out of control. So we'll be having to convert these guys. I'm probably going to be putting like Boots of the Messenger on them and send them back to my conversion station. Because while they do get a nice research bump, I don't think it's worth it for the amount of upkeep they cost. And we're a poor nation. If we were rolling in gold, it would be fine. But we're trying to... The opportunity cost is also more forts and temples, which give us more turn-per-turn tomb worms. But it would be great. We have horrible path diversity, so it'd be great to roll some of these. That said, we're making a sage here this first turn. We'll be looking to put a fort up here also. Because we have gotten all of the surrounding provinces, bogarus actually can't do seduction anymore this turn. So what we're doing is we've got a crew storming the castle. We've got these guys just on fire, not even on fire. They're just off script. We should put them on fire, but they're going to shoot something, right? They might shoot the wall archers. That would be the worst. Hopefully they shoot mages. They're not a huge percent of my HP on the field, so if they all rout, it's not a huge deal. The tomb worms are what I'm expecting to carry the day. We've got invulnerability, soul vortex. Skeletal body, darkness. Bunch of stuff. We got darkness being cast twice. That's, I think, the most important one. I don't think he has a ton of mages and stuff inside to do like Horde of Skeletons spam at an epic level. But there are some Malia Georgina inside, so darkness would be good there. Anyway, that's basically the plan. We'll do Skeletal Legion at the end of this script, possibly. Who knows? Casting anti-magic. If he gym baits me on the outside, we'll do darkness on the inside with this guy. This guy will probably be out of gems. I think that's about it for this. But yeah, we're storming the fort. If we get it, it'll be super sick. It's going to be 2 astral a turn. We're also moving these guys. So we raided this with a thug. It would be reasonable for him to counter raid, like to pop his head out with stuff that's not a thug, like to kill a thug. So we're going to come out with a bunch more garbage. And hopefully this will work. Basically, this is going to be like Malia, Georgina, Lance Catchers. Then we'll have the Tomb Worms following behind with these guys basically just as an HP anchor. and hopefully Siege Chaff. But yeah, that's basically it for this turn, and we will see you in the next turn. Until then, take care.